everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and today I have a really exciting video for you. I get asked over and over and over again which curriculum is my favorite, my kids' favorite, or ones that we just really enjoy as a family. So today I'm going to go over our very favorite curriculum picks, and this is going to be for my third grader and my eighth grader. Oh my goodness. Or I'm sorry, I have a fourth grader now, a fourth grader and an eighth grader. You guys, it goes so fast. It just really does. So I have a whole bunch of things here and we're going to show them to you, and I'm going to show you all of our very favorite ones that we have used over the years. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you hit the little bell icon, you'll actually get an alert on your phone or on your YouTube that I've uploaded a new video. Okay, so let's get right into this. Let's just start with the four big subjects: language arts, science, history, and math. So to make this super easy, both of my kids are obsessed with teaching textbooks. Like, this is the first thing that they do pretty much during the day because they love it that much. Now, this is all online. This is from one of their older curriculums that we had that was the CD-ROM, and I think you can still find the CD-ROMs out there, probably on eBay or something, but they love teaching textbooks. And as a parent, I really love teaching textbooks because I don't have to teach it. Math is not my strong thing, and I'm very shaky when it comes to math. So I really appreciate how well teaching textbooks does this virtually and how well my kids have picked it up. And I'm really, really glad that they don't struggle with math like I did. And I really wish they would have had a program like this when I was younger, because I feel like I would have done so much better in math had I had resources like this. So this is definitely their favorite. My youngest is actually doing a grade ahead in math. He actually skipped a grade in math, and he's been doing great with that, you know, that little jump. And you can test your kids to put them in the right level if you want. The levels do not correspond with grades, so make sure that you understand that, you know, it's more like levels. It's not like grade levels. So, and I have found that this one actually works really well and corresponds really well with how the school system teaches. So when we take the year-end exam or the year-end test, we take the California Achievement Test, and it's one of those things that's required by the state. I have found that my kids don't really struggle or see things that they're unfamiliar with, like we have with other math curriculums. So that really is important to me and to my kids, because they don't like having surprises when the CAT test comes around. So I have noticed that this is usually on par with the school system. So really great, great resource. They do all streaming now, and I think they're gonna even upgrade again soon. But yeah, teaching textbooks, totally my favorite. Okay, so now the math is out of the way, let's talk about language arts. Now, language arts is a very big subject. It's one of the big four, and it has grammar, it has composition, vocabulary, spelling, handwriting. I mean, it's just, and literature even. So we're talking about a lot of subjects in one subject. So when we say language arts, we're talking about all of those things. So far, my kid's favorite has definitely been Abeka. Abeka just is the one for us in the house when it comes to language arts. I have found that while Abeka is somewhat ahead of the school system, my kids actually do really well with it. They did not have any like gap when I took my oldest out getting into Abeka. He just went right into it and he soaked it up like a sponge. I have found that their phonics program is completely unmatched as far as any other program I have ever seen in the school system and homeschool curriculum wise. I really, really enjoy that. The only thing that I would possibly go out and get that's not, or that is something that is inside of Abeka, is writing. I have a child who really struggles with writing, and although there is composition in here, I feel like he would benefit more from something that taught him a little bit more of how to come up with ideas for writing and how to really take what's in his head and put it on paper. So I feel like I almost want to lean towards maybe something like IEW and help him with the writing process, because that really helps. The IEW is great. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say IEW, go look it up. It is a Christian program, and it is a writing program that really teaches the child how to take those ideas and put them into thoughts and ideas on paper. So I am thinking about having my child do IEW maybe when he starts high school next year. Oh my gosh, he's starting high school. Because I feel like when I was in college, I needed more prep when it came to writing, because there is so much writing in college. Even in community colleges, everything is writing, everything. So I really want to have him hone in on that skill, because I feel like he might be lacking a little bit there. But as far as the spelling and the grammar and vocabulary, literature, Abeka is great. It took so much of the stress off of me, because it is very structured. It is not the more Charlotte Mason gentle style approach. This is not that. This is more of almost classroom type of structure style, but it is tailored for a homeschool. But I feel like that's okay, especially when we're talking about something like language arts, because that is something that you really want them to be strong in. So I definitely recommend Abeka. I have tried everything else out there, thinking, because Abeka is quite expensive if you buy everything brand new. I have looked at other things. I've looked at all the Charlotte Mason styles. We've looked at the Good and the Beautiful, and oh my goodness, there's been so many master books, and we've tried like Fix It Grammar. Fix It Grammar is actually really good. I liked Fix It Grammar. But Abeka has a grammar program built into their language arts, so that's why we're not doing Fix It Grammar this year. But I noticed my oldest, who does not like to read, actually said that he personally enjoys the stories and the literature program inside of Abeka more than any other that he has actually used. So for me, and as a mom, that's really important. He likes the literature that is built in there, and I know some of you guys can relate with kids who just don't really like reading. So Abeka is definitely king when it comes to that. So that's language arts. Okay, so let's talk about history next. So right now I have kids who are doing two different types of programs. So what I'm gonna try to explain this the best way that I can. My youngest did 1 year of history last year, and that was Abeka history. Now, this was just kind of like a soft introduction to history. We did not really dive into this. He did not really do the full history curriculum. He read the book, we discussed it, but we did not dive in head first, because I knew we were going to go into my father's world. And my father's world, when you get to about grade 3 or 4, you start the first history cycle. Now he is starting with that this year, which is the exploring countries and cultures. So the first year of the history cycle is actually it is a geography unit. And this is the first year in the Investigate series. And we did not do the first through third grade program with them. So we skipped those years. That's why we haven't done any of the history. So this will be our first history cycle, like full history cycle with my father's world. So he is doing the Exploring Countries and Cultures, which is a geography unit. So he said that he did like this book, but if he had to pick which one that he liked more, it is hands down My Father's World. He loves, loves, loves My Father's World. It is very much his type of personality and style. It's colorful, it's hands-on, it is very interactive, and it's not that he's not learning history, because history and geography kind of go together. But with my father's world, he is with the exploring countries and cultures. He is learning a little bit of history because he's learning about these countries, and he's learning about the history of each of these countries while he's learning geography. So it's kind of like a simultaneous thing. My oldest, he said that his favorite history has also been my father's world, and it is actually this unit. It has come with some of the most fantastic books that he really likes. There's a lot of Usborne books inside of there. There is biographies and missionary books and all kinds of great things. So there is so much involved with my father's world when you have this as a spine. And my kids have just really flourished this year. And I feel like this year has been the most fun year since we started homeschooling. And it's greatly in part due to my father's world and all of the great activities that are inside. If you guys don't follow me yet on Instagram, I post all kinds of pictures from some of the things that we're doing and from some of the festivities at the end of the week on my Instagram. And we've already made like cakes and cookies, and we've had like a big Mexican food feast. And as we go to each country, we have like a feast at the end of at the end of that unit. And that has been a lot of fun. Honestly, I think that we enjoyed the flag cake that we made so much, and it was such a blast to make. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll go ahead and put my handle down in the description box and you can go follow me there. So now, moving on, let's go to science. Science is so fun this year right now. So my oldest, who is in 8th grade this year, he said that he really likes Apologia, but if he had to pick a specific one out of all the science that we've done, out of all the unit studies, out of all the textbooks, he actually really liked learning about his chemistry the most. And that one was last year with Masterbooks. And I don't have that book any longer to show you, but Masterbooks does have a chemistry unit or a chemistry book for that year. For middle school, he really enjoyed that, but he's also really enjoying the physical science with Apologia right now as well. Now, my youngest is in the middle of the zoology series with Apologia. This one's the first one, and it's the flying creatures of the 5th day. And then this is the one that he's in right now, which is the swimming creatures of the 5th day. And if you follow me on Instagram as well, you will see so many pictures from the things that we have done inside of the swimming creatures. Today we finished up a experiment with fossils, and that was so much fun. And I used the home science tools boxes, like the lab kits. And it's great because like inside of this book, it tells you at the beginning of the unit and at the beginning of the book, everything you're gonna need for the units and everything that you need for the entire year. So however you like to plan for supplies, you know. But what I love about Home Science Tools is I go on there, and this is not sponsored, this is just something just in case you don't know. You can go on to Home Science Tools and you can just buy a box that has all of the things in it for the entire year for these curriculums. So I always forget. I always forget. It never fails. I always forget to have the stuff on hand. So it makes it so much easier for me just knowing that I have it in a box and I just have to get it out. So, you know, work at home mom hack for sure. But we are doing this. He has like an ocean box that he's made, and he puts like his little clay figures inside. He's doing experiments with sediment and fossils and shells and oh my goodness, just so many fun things inside of here. This is his most favorite time of the day is when we do the swimming creatures science. So super fun, and I highly recommend that you get the notebook that goes along with this. If you have a younger one, there's a notebook junior. My 4th grader is not using the junior notebook. He's using the regular notebook, but these are the type of units that you can use for, I think, K through 6. And the older kids, you use the regular journals. The younger kids, you do the notebook junior. So lots of fun stuff inside of here. So honorable mentions as far as smaller types of curriculum, like art, music, all those types of things. For my oldest, he wanted me to mention that he really likes the My Father's World, God and the History of Art. There's 2 volumes to this, and we have both, and it comes with like paint cards, and it has like artwork on cards for him to see, and he actually draws right inside of the book and paints inside of the book and all of that. He has really enjoyed it. He's never really enjoyed an art curriculum. He's a boy, you know, he's a teenage boy, but he actually has really enjoyed the projects inside of this book so far, which I'm really impressed with. I also want to mention Yellow Spot Sun is so fun, and we use her curriculums as supplements to some of the things that we're learning about. I really used her stuff a lot last year when I needed more supplements for art, and her unit studies were fantastic inside of her website, and she actually teaches it, so it's pretty hands-off for me. I just need to make sure I have the supplies. Now, my youngest also has loved the My Father's World art, and there is a book that has art from all over the world and different cultures that goes with his big geography units. And when we go to different countries, he is doing an art project that corresponds with that country, or something from their culture or something from their history. And that's been just so much fun doing a lot of those projects. So he loves the history that's woven into the art. So that has been a lot of fun. Now, last but certainly not least is Bible. So a lot of curriculums weave in Bible to different subjects. So far, I have 2 that are kind of just a toss-up here. Apologia's Who is God series is such a great starting point for a lot of kids and a lot of teenagers, I think. It lays that foundational type of thing that you want to explain to God, or to explain to kids what God is, who He is, the Trinity. It really lays down that foundation layer of that for the kids, and it helps them really understand Christianity. I also really love the My Father's World Bible, and that is also built into the curriculum, but they do Bible at the beginning of the day, so it is a separate but still woven in type of subject. So they do Bible at the very beginning of their start of their My Father's World cycle during the day, and my oldest is memorizing the book of James, and my youngest is memorizing Matthew. So we have never had scripture memorization before, so this is kind of a new thing for us, and the kids really enjoy it. They're doing fantastic with it. So we've really enjoyed that. We also, you know, do a lot of Bible study at home. So, you know, there's Bible study going on just continuously throughout our house. But as far as curriculum, I love the My Father's World and how it's built inside of their main curriculum, and how they already have the books there for me, and they have all of the Bible stuff just laid out, but it's also woven in through the different subjects. So when they're learning about something in history, it might be corresponding with what we're learning about, or that specific time period in the Bible as well. So it really brings everything out and really makes it come alive. All right, guys, what is your favorite for all of these subjects? Do you have one that is just like your heart, that you just love and you never want to ever give up? For us, it's definitely teaching textbooks. We are never ever giving up. I promised my kids that they can have it until they graduate. So let me know what your favorite curriculum is, what your favorite brand is, what your favorite book out of that series is. I would love to know. We always need more curriculum ideas, right? I'm not enabling, I swear. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Happy homeschool, and I will see you in the next video.